Iowa, and we are back in the Diet Dr. Pepper series for Iowa in a slight departure from the normal schedule, the actual real-life schedule that we're following, as obviously the Cup cars have never run at Iowa, but this is the community voted on replacement track for Talladega. This is the Talladega race date, but the community all agreed and voted upon running this track instead, which I am all in favor of as well. Give us an actual Gen 4 car with an actual restrictor plate package and drafting package, and I would have had no problem keeping Talladega on the schedule. But given that these are speedway bodies with extremely wedged front ends and rear ends that stick up way above the nose, and the fact that Daytona was such a mess because of that, I figured this would be way more fun and overall provide a much better experience to everybody, including myself as league admin. So we're coming out here to qualify poorly, as we normally do. We're about 2/10 off what we need to be, and we improve our lap by a lot, and we're still didn't even improve our position. But what else is new there? We got the race starting in the late evening. Practice was at noon sim time, and I believe, can't remember what I set queue time. I think this is like 3 o'clock in the afternoon or something. But the race doesn't start till like 6:30, and sunset isn't until like 8:30. But we do have 2 times time acceleration. We're gonna go ahead and practice a green flag pit stop because this is actually a pretty dang tricky pit road to get onto. Really sharp turn, and
officials don't like the way you're driving. Your lap times will be deleted until you reset the car and try again.
And there's like a false pit road on the other side.
3,
outside the track for whatever
2,
reason.
1. Right here.
So yeah, people were talking about it being a lot looser, which I guess it was. I ran a much worse lap. Colton runs almost identical to what he did in practice, and he's looking to log another pole. He's gonna set the record for number of poles. So good job to him. Tracy was fastest in practice, I believe, by a little bit, and he ran just a little bit slower. And we do our normal thing of being quite a bit worse in practice and qualifying outside the top 15. You know, typical stuff that we do every single week. But yeah, here at Iowa should be fun. I'm looking forward to this one. I think it will be a good one. It's going to be kind of like Richmond. It's a little bit bigger than Richmond. Hopefully it's a little bit cleaner. Not sure what he means, a black flag. Asking if he has a black flag in qualifying here, I don't know. Did he put a lap in? He did. Not sure. But still counted as qualifying laps, so he said he sped on pit road and it gave him one, but after he qualified it shouldn't matter. We're going to be starting towards the back half of the field, which is fine. I think we got 32 drivers here, which is great. I thought the turnout for this one would be quite a bit lower, or at least I expected it to be a little bit lower, because this is not a real cup track, and it replaced the super speedway, which everyone loves to run and join. But seems to be consistent. We're good, consistent with the amount of people here after the off week. We had like 40 something every week until we did an off week, and then it's been like 30 something every week, which is totally fine. I expected it to drop off, and I expected us to be getting much less than 30 still. or at this point in the season, and we're doing really awesome. So happy everyone's still showing up, and we're still getting a ton of people, and these are just great races, and just fantastic. I'm kind of trying to make this like an NIS kind of series, and an NIS series race would have like 30 to 36 people in it, just based on split size. So if we can get anything around that number for every race, that is totally awesome. I'm going to go out here and practice another green flag pit stop. I'm not sure we'll need one. We got quite a few cautions at Richmond, and we never did a green flag pit stop. But I'm going to do another one for practice, just in case, because this seems to be a very difficult pit road to get onto. Once we can get Andrew by us here.
Man, that bump at the top of 2 will kick your butt.
Yeah, really bumpy in 1 and 2 here at Iowa. Top line can be very, very good. I think it could be tough to pass here, kind of like Richmond. It may even be a little bit worse than Richmond. I'm hoping the added power helps out a bit. Because a lot of times you just can't get a good enough run on the bottom to fight off that top side. That is a tough pit road. All the way down to 40. And that is just a sharp entry.
5.
It's going to be tough.
3, 2, 1.
But we may not end up ever doing one under green. We will see. Either way, we'll be alright, hopefully. Hopefully we can rebound after Dover and get us a decent finish again. We'd been on a string of really good finishes, and we were running great at Dover. And I was hoping we would get another good finish and be able to extend our points lead a little bit, but we ended up falling. We ended up having to pit with like 3 laps to go, and nobody else did, and I thought nobody could make it. And that dropped us a ton in the order, ended up finishing 2 laps down. But we had the speed to be up in the top 5 for sure until we put ourselves on the wall. But finishing that poorly allowed Colton to retake the points lead, and he's going to look to extend his lead now this week with another solid run. He's definitely been a lot quicker than me all season, but he lagged out of Bristol and he wrecked out of Atlanta, and that's really been the only difference. So this should be a fun one. I'm looking forward to it. Let's hope we can get a good race in. Good luck to everybody. Coming to the grid. And while we're here, we're going to be doing 190 laps. 190 laps. Oh, wow. That transitions right to what I'm going to talk about. That's awesome. That's a new spotter thing. So that would line up to be, based on my information and my data, that would line up to be the highest strength of field race we've had all season. But as I was saying, let's get to the laps first. 190 laps. It's going to be a little bit longer than Richmond. Mileage-wise, 166 miles. And I was just going to say, everyone's talking about in the Discord how tough these races are and how crazy good the competition is. And the data backs that up. The average strength of field is just under 3,000, which is really pretty dang high. The highest so far has been Rockingham at just over 3,000, 3,113. But if what the spotter said is accurate for this will wind up being the highest. And the lowest we've had so far is 2,587. So really, we haven't had that low of a strength of field all season, which is pretty incredible. And this one apparently is going to be even higher and bump that average up. Last like 4 or 5 races in a row, we've been right around 28 to 2,900. So we've got a lot of faster people that joined today, which is exciting. And apparently, based on our iRating, the spotter thinks we should be competing for a podium. We'll see if that's the case. I don't consider Iowa to be one of my better tracks, but I didn't consider Richmond to be one of my better tracks either, and I ended up finishing 2nd or 3rd, I think. 3rd, I think it was. But yeah. What a great timed spotter call. That was pretty funny. I did not expect that at all. I did not know that was a new thing he said. But that's cool. We're ready to get rolling for 190 laps. No idea what fuel looks like. Looks like 70 laps perhaps. Haven't done any real practice this week. So we're just going to be figuring it out on the fly. But getting ready to come to the green here. Good luck to everybody. Should be a fun one. I'm going to be careful here on the start on cold tires. And make sure we're in the correct gear.
Safe cars in. Green, green, green.
Everything looks smooth to start with. Nice and smooth on entry if we can. I got the brakes dialed to 60%. 14-to-1 on the ratio. I keep those same I keep the same steering ratio and brake bias that I would run in the race in qualifying, which probably is a big reason why my speed is never very good. But I also just think I don't have very good short run speed in this car.
Yes, I know.
More of a long run speed kind of guy in basically everything, but especially higher powered cars like
That
this.
sucks.
I have the track starting at 20% rubber as well.
That's like a big flare you guys all going by me while I'm sitting on pit road.
Somebody missed the start apparently, Raymond. It's unfortunate for him. The real life schedule I'm basing this off of, I'm trying to base every track and every race we do off of real life distance, half distance, and weather and everything. But the year that I'm getting this schedule from, Iowa was not even built yet. So I think, if I remember correctly, I set this all up last month sometime, but I think what I did was, because the Busch Series used to run here, the Nationwide Series or whatever, I think I did the first ever Busch Series race here. I based the weather off of that. But I think I can't remember how many laps they did. I don't know if I ever actually looked at that. I figured just right around what Richmond was would be fine. Richmond, we did 200 laps, and it's a 3/4 mile, and this is a 5/8 mile, 190. Right around the same for mileage. Richmond was 150 miles. This is just a bit longer of a race. So that's how I came up with all that, and the weather should be real world accurate. Looking to start this thing, that's going to be very tough to pass, just like I expected. Got a lot of people up towards the top right now, but I think for tires I want to be down here. Well, I'm not sure. I think we're just going to be plugging around down here on the yellow line. I usually try and run middle if I'm running single file by myself. Everyone's kind of running a lot higher than I expected. Those guys up there are running a bit lower. Oh, loose. Right underneath Tyler. We got around Steven. Just keep it from getting too loose on exit. It should be alright. Let's not hit Tyler though. Turn 1 and 2 here is so tricky. I don't know if we're going to have much pace today. You might end up getting lapped.
Stay low. All clear, all clear.
We will see.
Got one outside.
It's looking like I'm going to have a lot of trouble making passes on the bottom as everyone defends the top side. Like I can't get any run on exit. That was kind of my fear, especially with the trouble we had at Richmond for a while. But Tyler's just looking quicker than me now. We're just right in line here. We're only in 18th. That's all right. 29 is taking the lead. I'm not sure who that is. That might be Mitch. I'm not sure. Didn't look at any car numbers. I assumed most of the people would be the same that they've been. Colton in the 36 and Tracy in the 7. I think Mitch runs a 29. Still very early though. We're just logging laps. I'm not too concerned if we're not moving up immediately or whatever. Never really done a super long race here, or like an NIS length kind of race. I'm interested to see how this is going to play out. I've done, obviously, open series here before, and those are longer, typically. But they're not this long. Nick King just got way loose there, and I'm overdriving it. Paying attention to him more than the corner entry.
All clear, all clear.
Tyler just backs off and lets us have it there. He probably could have easily kept it from us had he forced it. But thankfully, we get around him. Sun should be setting. I started this a little bit earlier. I think at Richmond I did like 30 minutes before sunset, and this one's like an hour to 2 hours. Just to get kind of a more day-night transition. Alright. Oh, jeez. Really plowing to the back of Caden there. I think I'm overdriving it. I'm very glad we didn't slam into him. A little bit loose through the center of 1 and 2. This should be getting pretty loose as the runs go on. I imagine we will get some people self-spinning. That'll probably bring out a caution. In my little practice I did, felt to me like the car had a ton of grip to start out with, like more grip on cold tires than we really have had all season. But I expected that to really die off as the tires got hotter and hotter and lost grip. I think that will no doubt be the case. And I'm going to try and keep that right rear on it as much as I can. Try not overdrive corner entry and try and keep it on the bottom line, at least early on. Kane's looking on the inside of Josh. That's going to get us to his outside. We might be able to pass him like this.
Stay high.
This isn't going to do good things for the right front, but it'll get us around Caden.
Clear low, clear low.
Maybe we can make a run at Josh. See Nick up there, I believe. Well, maybe not. That's actually not Nick, that's Christopher. Thought that was Nick in the bright green car, but Nick is actually bright yellow in the Larry Foyt car.
Outside. You're clear high.
Tyler's looking to get to my outside.
Got one outside.
I think he's overdriving exit a little bit.
Stay low, there's a car on the high side. You're clear high, clear high. You got one outside.
This might be a track where you need to employ a sort of slide job,
You're clear high,
but it
clear
probably will be tough. We cleared Josh there. I think he was pretty nice to us. That puts us 14th, I believe. It does. All right. We've made some good progress. See if we can track down Dakota. Slowly but surely. Great first run to start this, which is awesome. Come to expect that in these races. very lucky to be able to have races like this. I'm so glad. Everyone's always done a great job. Been very happy with this series. If Daytona had gone any better, I think with this group of guys, we could have made Talladega work. But just with how bad Daytona ended up being, I don't know if I'm going to run a plate track with these again in this style of series until we actually get a real one, if we get a real one with an actual super speedway package. Which could happen, who knows? I think it would be a very popular thing. Alright, we got these two ahead of us and then a real big gap to a Leighton up there. 3.5 seconds. I don't know if we're gaining much. I hope tires start to come into play a little bit. But I don't know if I'd be in very good shape with them anyway. Just trying to run a groove up from the yellow line right now. Be a little bit quicker than the pure bottom. And still keep the tires on it decently, I think. People are starting to get pretty loose off the corner. I think it's going to be very easy to do that. If only we could qualify better and have some better track position, but 14th is totally good. I'm fine running that right now. I'd be fine finishing 14th, honestly.
Outside.
But we'll see if we can move up some more, obviously.
Stay low, there's a car on the high side. You're clear high, clear high. You got one outside.
We're overdriving it bad. We need to not do
Stay
that.
low. Stay low.
Ooh, he got loose on my outside, I think.
Stay low, there's a car on the high side. You're clear high, clear high.
We get off the corner, not get loose. We can clear him, and we do.
You got one outside. You're clear high, clear high.
Get clear of him on entry. We can slide up on exit and should be able to keep the spot. We got a spin. That's Ian up there. Looks like he kept it going, though. We get no caution.
The lead is on 24.61.
I think people are struggling with handling right now. It's only going to get harder and harder, I believe. I think we're starting to catch up to that big group up there. Trying to keep it stable underneath me without stomping on the throttle. Over 30 laps in already. This has been awesome. I need to take a look at fuel here in a second, if I can. Get a more accurate reading on that. Gave us plenty of tires this time. We can do 38 more laps. Richmond, we had a tire shortage going on. Only 3 sets in the pits. Now we got 5, so makes up for that race, I guess. Though it did introduce some pretty interesting strategies for Richmond, I will say. That was a fun thing to do. And we may get some more situations like that later in the season. But not every race is going to have that. There's going to be variety in every race, as much as I can provide. We need to be careful about that seam. I don't want to get that loose very often. What is pitting gonna look like? Looks like we can do about 70 laps. 70 laps from the finish would be 120. And 70 laps from 120 would be 50. So potentially we could see some people pitting at lap 50, but I don't think anyone's going to be doing that. I think there might be a chance we get a caution. Probably going to run this to pretty close to empty, just so we don't get trapped on pit road if something happens. But we should know, at least running the line we're running, I assume fuel mileage is probably a little bit worse running the top line. That within 70 to go, we can come in and pit and make it if we think we're going to go green to the end. Should only be a 2-stopper.
Got one outside. Stay low, there's a car on the high side.
Try and get a decent run without getting loose.
Stay low, there's a car on the high side.
It'll take a while to get clear of the top lane, but I can't force it. At least I don't want to. It might be worth it to try and get the pass done quickly. But I always want to pass using as little tire as possible.
All clear, all clear.
But that does end us costing us more time. I think he lifted a bit there. Should be clear of him now.
All clear,
Big glare entering turn 3 there, as the sun has not fully set yet. Alright, I'm going to slide up.
Outside.
He dove it in really deep.
All clear, all clear.
I don't know how he got such a good run. Should be in good shape now, though. It puts us P12, which is great. We got a Leighton, Ian, and Chuck up ahead of us. Track is extremely shiny right now. A little bit hard to see entering 3. You can't really see the line. Those shadows don't wrap around the whole corner. 24.8 from the leader. We're just a tad quicker. Track looks brand new with this giant glare from the sun all the way from turn 2 to turn 3. Seven has taken the lead. I believe that is Tracy. They must be having a battle up there. Tracy and Mitch. When are we going to see pit stops? I mean, potentially you'll see them at lap 50, and then you have a 20-lap window. I don't expect to see anybody come that early. But you could get some people trying it. Could leapfrog a lot of people if this stays green. But if they stay out there 20 extra laps, your tires are going to be destroyed by the time they pit. At least compared to new tires. And maybe the amount of time you gain in those 20 laps would offset it enough. All quiet on the radio too, just everyone working hard. This thing's kind of a handful off the corner right now. Sun is going behind some clouds up there. So we're getting a little bit less glare on the track now. Lights should be coming on soon. What is the sim time? It's 7:20 nearly. We're about a full second off the pace right now, which isn't a lot quite yet. They're stacking up behind us. I'm thinking we're going to see a caution right around lap 60 or 65. We may see some people who pit before that, but I think we're going to get a caution right before a majority of the people pit. That tends to be what happens. I think that's what happened at Richmond. But I think just to be safe, we're going to run this one really long, just in case a caution comes out. Saw one guy on pit road there. That might be a strategy play. Lap 50, but I think he was the only one. We're starting to catch Chuck a little bit. We pulled in about a second on him. In that group up there. They've been running the top pretty consistently, I believe. See Warren up there running in the top 10. Up on the high side as well. Pretty good, pretty good. Great start to the race. Lights just came on. We didn't even get a super harsh transition in car. So how about that? That must be a good sign. That's a good omen. Love to crack up into that top 10, but it's going to be hard. From all the way back here, we're just going to have to hope we can get a smooth pit stop if we have to do it under green, because any pit mistakes are so damaging in this series with the amount of green flag laps we do. And you see every week people get caught with pit mistakes and speeding penalties and stuff like that. And this is not an easy pit road. I don't think it's quite as hard as Dover, but not the easiest pit road we go to for sure. What would be the easiest? Probably Daytona. I don't know, that old Daytona pit road's not very easy. Probably Auto Club, big track like that, Michigan. It's not too tough. Or Rockingham's not that bad either, even though it seems like it would be. Layton has passed Warren, so has Ian. That's going to put Warren right in 10th. Layton in that blue and magenta car, and Ian in that light blue teal car. And oh man, Chuck really loose off the corner there. Nearly spins it. You saw the smoke. See if we can get to his outside here. It doesn't look like we're going to be able to unless he gets really loose again. Weren't quite close enough. Nick King is on pit road. That may be a strategy play. Might be able to sneak to his outside here before the exit. Not quite. It's going to be so tough because the bottom you can get into the corner so much deeper. The top gets a much better run. At least it's supposed to. I didn't get one there. But the bottom you cut off so much more distance. Kind of get some multi-groove racing going on. Oh, there's the harsh transition. It just happened a lot later. Maybe the lights hadn't actually come on. It was just a visual effect for the light posts.
Got one outside.
Chuck really backs up entry there. I don't know if he's letting us go or what. He might be pitting. That puts us 11th. He might be just trying to hang on after he warmed up his tires with that slide. Seen a couple near slides from people up front. That's the only contacts or near incidents that I've seen.
The leaders did a 24.8.
Leaders are consistently running 24.8s, and so are we. So fall off is kind of just stalled. So I don't think there's any reason not to go long here. Because if fall off was 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds, then you could really leapfrog people by pitting early. But if it's only 1 second, you're not going to gain that much. And we've been running these lap times for the last 20 laps, it seems, 25 laps. So by the time the leaders have to pit, your tires would have equalized, assuming you pit early. And I just don't think it's going to gain you much. We're going to go close to lap 70 here, as close as we can get it. I think that's the play we want to be doing. Imagine that's what most people are going to do. Green flag pit stop at Iowa is going to be one interesting thing. I'm so tight on entry. Warren up there getting a bit loose. We only got 8 more laps. I guess it is lap 63. That last 20 laps flew by. Some people could already be pitting. Is that Billy up there? Is anyone going to break radio silence? Billy was running 7th, and he is going to pit road. Colton is on pit road.
Good job, man. You're in the top 10.
That puts us
There you go,
9th.
man. Good
We're just
job.
going to run this until we absolutely have to pit. They're not going to gain a ton on us by pitting early. I mean, they gain a little bit. Those first few laps, Leighton going to pit road. But Iowa is a track where I've come out of the pits and have just been on ice. Just like zero grip, so we could get an instant caution from somebody who just left the pits. So I'm going to go a few extra laps here.
71 pitting.
Warren is pitting.
The leader is pitting now.
This could put us back a little bit on track position.
Inside, clear low, clear low.
We will see, but our tires will be a little bit better.
The leader just did a 25.
Long run.
01.
Pitting in, pitting in.
Lap down. Good job, man. You're up to 5th.
We're up to
There you go,
5th.
man.
Pitting in this time, pitting in this time.
And that's what I just said. That's what I just
No,
said.
you ain't.
Has taken the lead.
Line up single file.
Just kidding, guys.
Extra 82.
That's what I was waiting for. That's why I had not pit yet, and that screws over a lot of people right there. That is unfortunate timing, but they'll be able to get a wave around. That is exactly why I waited, or I was going to wait as
Well,
long
I
as I
was
could.
already headed into the pits, and so I got entering a closed pit.
Let the 21 car by. He had the position when the yellow flag came out. Pit road is now open.
I got
So
a
this is going to
21
be
by.
interesting where we all line up.
Yeah, I was worried about that. That's why I was going to run this tank empty, at least for the first run. Let's make sure we don't pass him right there. Okay, we're good. As long as we don't speed.
Pit box in 10.
That's really unfortunate timing there, but that is exactly why I was running that long, in case of that exact scenario.
1.
I think
Right
Nick
here.
was in that. Colton, not in the wreck, but on pit road. Colton was in that. Tracy, obviously. 71, 72. They're being much harder on that right front,
That's it. Go.
but they were running the top most of that, and I was not. Why is everyone getting black flags?
Line up single file. Extra 75
Probably passing
car.
under yellow. because of that pit entry. I'll clear him, but I don't want to announce that I'm going to clear him because people could take advantage of that. But I will, I guess. I don't like having to clear him, but that's alright.
Past the 67. Past
Alan has to get let by here. Or we have to get around Alan, I mean. Let's see, who is taking the wave around? We got Tracy, Mitch, Colton, Billy, Ryan, Steven, and Nick, and a Layton. All a bunch of really fast guys right there having to take the wave around here. That's going to set them back quite a bit. But we are going to be in really good shape. That worked out in our favor for once. So that is exciting. And we will see how this works out. First caution, what, lap 68, I think? 67? Tyler's out here with us. Ian and Chuck. Andrew. All of a sudden we're in the top 5. John is still out here as well. He's in the lead. This is going to really help John out. People are going to have to get around to the pace car pretty quickly. I'll save a little bit of fuel here just in case we get another long run. Might get another situation where a wreck happens right around the pit stop and we want to be able to go as long as we can if we expect that might be the case.
Matthew, I don't think iRacing knows what it wants to do here.
I'll clear the penalties.
When does iRacing ever know what to do?
I can find the keyboard.
Yeah, I was probably 2 feet from being in the pits when the yellow flag come out, and now it's having everybody pass me like twice.
Is that going to put him 2 laps down?
Next time by.
That shouldn't put him 2 laps
Yeah,
down.
and I got caught speeding, so I'm in the EOL, but there's folks behind me too.
Very strange. Just getting a line here. I'll clear it after we take the green. I don't know. That pitting with the yellow coming out there always causes big issues with the scoring, it seems.
Yeah, it was telling me to pass on the car. It's probably because it was trying to get me to the front on the inside, and I just came in the pits and I got penalized.
I will clear it.
Get ready.
Alan entering the pits there. That is a really easy way to get screwed over by the scoring if the yellow comes out while you're crossing the line.
27, what are we doing? You gotta go. Go ahead, guys.
Alright, we got them cleared.
3.874.
We did not get a very good start. I just didn't want to start, or I didn't want to stack up the field, catching up too quickly. And given how good our tires were at the end, I'm just going to stick down here and try and run the bottom as much as I can. We had 20% more right front than everybody else. Or than people I noticed in the chat, at least. Now we got some good track position, so if we can take care of these tires, we can be in for a decent run here. But we have a lot of fast people behind us, faster than us, that got sent to the back because they pit right before the caution came out. And they're going to be wanting to make their way up quickly. And we get another yellow. Interesting. Didn't want to see another yellow there. It's unfortunate. Whatever happened there. I don't think we pit though. Is Alan 2 laps down? No, he's only 1. I think he was going a lap down right before he pit. And he said they had to pass him twice, but he's only 1 lap down, so I think he's alright. I think that's where he's supposed to be. I cleared the penalties, so we
Pit road
shouldn't
is now open.
be getting anything for that. And people in the back here who just took the wave around, they can come either get fresh tires or top off with fuel, and they can get some of that stuff they just lost back in terms of, you know, fuel and tires. But we hadn't done that many laps when pit cycle started, so I'd say their tires are still probably pretty much brand new. But they could top off with fuel. If I was back there, I'd probably go top off with fuel at least. And then we could stretch this even longer. And if they can go 5 laps longer than we even can, they can go all the way to their tanks empty, and we have to pit. We might get trapped a lap down if we get a caution in like 80 laps. Not trapped a lap down, but trapped on pit road and have to take the wave around. Who knows? 21 of Ryan is getting the wave around for the lucky dog.
One car by. He had the position when the yellow flag came out.
We have 114 laps to go, and we've got 24 people on the lead lap. Warren got really hurt. He's back in 28th, 1 lap down. I think he pit just before us, but he was running top 10. That's really unfortunate for him. Hopefully he can recover, because he looks like he's got some pretty good speed. Nick is back in 22nd. I imagine he went down pit road again and filled up, if I had to guess. I didn't look, but he was up there with Colton and Tracy and Billy and a Leighton, I believe. All those guys might have pit there, I don't know, but this caution helps them a little bit. It doesn't give them any track position back because we didn't have to pit, but it maybe gives them an advantage on fuel. And we get to do a ton of pace laps here for some reason. I discussed on the Discord about shortening cautions. I mean, there's pros and cons to it. We wouldn't have to spend so many laps under caution, and that could potentially give us more laps at the end. And we can maybe finish under green more often. Like if we're spending less time under caution in the race, that would use up fewer laps, and we'd get more laps to actually green flag race to the end. And maybe if we get a caution with like 7 laps to go, it won't just end the race. We could actually get it going. But the cons of that are it gives you less time to fix damage, and this series is already so punishing for any little mistake because we get so few cautions. If you take away some extra time for people to fix anything or recover from their mistakes with these pace laps, not that I don't know if these pace laps really add much, but it seems like it's a big trade-off. I don't know if people are too comfortable with it. I thought about just doing like second half of the race shortening the cautions, but that still takes away time to fix damage. So I haven't really made up my mind on that yet.
Oh, I forgot about
All right,
that
man,
part.
We're going green next time by.
But for now, we're just leaving them as
don't worry
is.
about it. I'll have it this time, next time.
Just letting iRacing take care of it.
You can have it. No, you can have it. No, you can have it.
Alright, we are going to do the restart here. We got, looks like 110 laps to go. We're in P5.
Yeah, well, these guys tend to want to run the rest of the race without a yellow, so.
I hope that's the case.
Bad part.
Yeah, that's usually how it is, waiting for that to come out.
I hope we get
Get ready.
long green run to the end. That'd be fun. Not going to stack up the field too bad.
Go around.
All right, man. Pace cars in.
Okay.
Green flag, green flag.
We don't get a great restart. We had to hit the brakes right before we accelerated, but we should be alright. That caution, it seems like we did at least 1 or 2 laps more than we needed. And it seems like it's been that way all season. I wish
Coming in 21, I got a 50 lap left.
I wish we could set in the hosted settings that we could do like shortened cautions like they do at some tracks like Talladega or Pocono. And I wish you could set that for every track and just have it do it automatically.
Short track caution.
We could have started that way and it would have been fair because that's the way we've been doing it all season. But this is what we get for now. It's alright. It's not a huge issue, and I've got the timestamps in my videos, so everyone can skip the full length of the caution, and we can just get right to green flag racing. And sometimes I even edit out the cautions if I'm feeling up to it. Try not to do that for the longer videos, because that just means it's going to be a lot bigger file for me to edit, and it'll turn into a lot bigger file once I finish rendering it. Take longer to upload. I want to make sure it's ready to go by the next morning. If I can, and we get another yellow. What is this run?
There you go, Rick.
Rick gets a lucky dog, apparently. We can't get back going now.
Yeah, I am too.
Now I got Chad's going to be hounding me back here for the next one.
Let the 75 car by.
Talking about lucky dog.
Pit road is now open.
I don't think we're going to pit here still. I'm just going to save fuel. We could make it to almost 40 laps to go. I think we stay out. I mean, we still going to have to do another pit stop. Like, if we had 70 to go, Chuck is going to try it. I think this is not a bad decision. Not a bad idea. Pit right there. But since we're still going to have to pit again, I think it's worth just staying out still.
How is it we're doing 37 miles an hour back here, boys?
Very interesting. 3 cautions sort of in a row here.
82. Got the lucky dog. Let him by on the outside.
Rick back to the lucky dog. He's in 25th right now. He's doing pretty good. So that's cool. It's going to be really tough for those guys who are up front and who pit to make up anything if we never go green. Like, they're going to need some green flag laps. They're not going to be able to pass anybody under yellow. Unless they can keep ducking in on pit road, topping off with fuel, and they can go a lot longer than we can. And eventually they could stay out when we all have to pit, maybe. I hope we don't get many more cautions. Can we get at least another run in, hopefully? Not sure what's causing it. It's probably people getting on the gas a little too hard on exit with very cold tires and just self-spinning. Not sure. Haven't seen anything. Haven't even been able to tell on the F3 what happened.
Anyone else having poor frame rates here?
No, mine's okay.
Yes, very poor.
Huh.
I'm not getting that, but I'm getting some weird engine noises in 3 and 4.
Mine seems fine. Maybe it's heat lightning.
Pit road is closed.
Well, I think the track temp's pretty cold right now. It's like 75 air temp.
The only problem I'm having is my tire crew sounds really quiet when they're putting on new boots.
That's interesting. I don't think I've ever had that. Is the pit crew a separate audio slider? It might be. Give me options. So Chuck Pitt in front of us there. That's going to send him back to 16th. Looks like Nick, being behind him there, he went and topped off again. He could probably go...
Frank, you gotta go around.
I mean, he could go... probably to 20 or 30 to go. We're going to have to pit 60
iRacing's
laps.
confused. It says, let Rick by. And then it's like, you pass Rick now.
Yeah, I knew that was going to come back. I was like, oh, okay, here we go.
All right, man.
All
we'll
right.
go green next time. Bye.
Now let's get a run in. Let's be careful on the restart so we get another green run in, hopefully. Like to get another green run in. Have another chance for a green flag pit stop. That would be fun. But I don't have much room to complain. This has been such a clean series. If we get 1 or 2 races where we get a lot of cautions, I'm not
Get
too
ready.
concerned. NASCAR in this time had a lot of cautions. The whole Gen 4 era was pretty caution filled, just on accidents.
Green, green, green. You're 4. Good job, man. The lead is
A lot more than you see today, at least.
4-1-8.
But you also get races that went green the whole way. Unmanufactured excitement with the stupid stage cautions. Sometimes you get a race that can't stay green, sometimes you go green the whole distance. That's part of racing. I wish we could get the Cup Series back to that, but I doubt it'll ever happen, especially since Watkins Glen and people were really unhappy with that race, and you got half the fan base yelling about putting the stage cautions back. It's not the stage, it's not the lack of cautions that's making it so you can't freaking pass in that car. Same with short track package. Like, the car is the problem. That's why people can't pass. The dirty air. Mitch has already flown up here. We're just going to stay low for him.
Outside.
He got through there super quickly.
Stay low.
Tracy's right behind him, as well as Colton.
Stay low. There's a car on the high side. All clear, all clear.
Did not expect to see him already. Thought that was still Tyler behind me. I just saw him out of my peripherals. The black car. But no, we got all the fast guys already up here. Hopefully we can stay in the top 10. Not self-spin. They've got a lot of their track position already made back up. Of course, they probably gained a couple like right before those 2 yellows came out. So they were able to start closer and closer.
The lead is to 24.
Trying to stick to the bottom, trying to save some tires. John up there and Ian are both running the bottom as well, and they're pulling away from me. So we just don't have that kind of speed. Ian looking to make a pass for the lead. Tracy right behind us, bringing Colton with him.
Got one inside.
I don't want to fight him too hard. I know he's quicker. He tracked us down from a long ways back. Same with Colton.
Got one inside. Clear low, clear low.
Colton just looks like he's got super grip right now.
All right, we're halfway to the finish.
We'll tuck in line behind him. We got a nice gap to Billy back there. We are in P7. See if we can just hang around here for a while. Colton looking extremely loose. Just got to halfway as well, according to the spotter. Not trying to pass Colton back or anything, I'm just trying to run my line. We gain a little bit on him on entry just because we're entering lower, but that top line's going to be faster overall with the exits. But I don't want to run the top right now. I want to save my right front. But with how loose this thing gets, I don't know if burning off your right front is that big of a deal. Especially if you can run as quick as those guys are. But we're pulling away from Billy now. So I think we just stick to this, see if we can gain anything back if we get better tires at the end, since they're pushing a bit harder and running the top. Ian is out to a commanding lead right now. He might have been up close to the front before we saw him, because he had nearly self-spun down the backstretch, and that's why he was in front of us for that first run, for most of that. We're running right in line with that. Just a little bit slower. That was a big loose moment there. Still pulling away from Billy, though. He might be racing pretty hard with Caden and Tyler. Looks like we're getting another run. Don't jinx it. Knock on wood. Tracy getting around Andrew. Kind of keeping up with Colton here, and we get another dang yellow. Dang. How many laps we got left still? Still 89.
Sorry, that was my fault.
Chuck did that one apparently.
Thanks for the getting into the wall there, Chad. You saved me.
Alan gets the lucky dog apparently. Oh, whoa, whoa.
Whoa, careful in turn 2.
Oh my goodness. That was the leader, Ian. What happened? Oh man, what happened?
Pit road is now open. Let the 80.
I really don't know what to say about that, to be honest with you.
When the yellow flag came out.
Looks like he keeps the lead. That stinks. That was the leader. I guess we'll pit. I thought about staying out there because we still can't make it, but if everyone else is going down, I don't want to be the only one on old tires and think myself out of good track position like I tend to do sometimes. I thought about staying out there,
5,
but I don't think so.
3, 2.
Got plenty of tires left. No reason to try and save any. Might as well top off with fuel. They're not going to be used hardly at all. 95, 95. But with everybody pitting, no need to be out there on older tires.
Alright, that's it. Go.
Still don't think we can make it to the end unless we get a bunch of the yellows. Hopefully Ian's not too bad with whatever happened there on yellow. Looked like he had some damage. 91.91 from Colton. We'll go ahead and put ours in there. We had some of the newest tires. Did Nick take 2 tires?
How bad is it, John?
Nick must have taken 2
your
tires.
rear end damage? You got a little bit of crinkle on the left rear, but I think you'll be okay.
All right, 10-4.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, man. I mean, I don't exactly know why that happened, but I was on the brakes as hard as I could be at the end there, and it just wasn't enough. So, just caught me off guard.
He leapfrogs us
No
there,
worries.
taking 2. I don't want to take 2. 2 is too scary. How loose this thing already is, that's too scary. It might be alright. It was only 98s on the lefts, and that might have been what he was planning. He gained some track position there. Leapfrogs us.
We're getting too far back, my ass.
Oh, did Caden not be able to start his pit stop? He's back in 13th.
I hate that when they say you're too far back, you go to tap the gas and they start doing the pit stop.
Yeah, I wish they'd be more lenient with that. You just got to be inside the box, and you seem like you have to be way more
Well, they're real
perfect.
particular. You can't be a millimeter too far back or they'll yell at you.
Yeah. They should at least change, like do the pit stop, and then if you're too far outside the box, give you like a into the long slide penalty for pitting outside the box, not make you have to wait.
Technically, pitting outside the box is a 1-lap penalty.
We definitely don't want that.
Yeah, I'll drive forward with the millimeter. Thanks. That sounds terrible.
Yeah, if it's that harsh, it's probably better just to pull up a little bit. But in real life, they'd at least change it.
Too far back and too far forward.
I have trouble following pit instructions, apparently.
But they should be more lenient. You got to be way too perfect with it, how it is now, at least in NASCAR series. Like, the box is a lot bigger than what they give you. I don't know the reasoning behind. Maybe it's the animated pit crews that they can't let you be a little bit further. It seems like if you just got the guy with the lollipop sign, you can be a little less precise with it. I'm not sure about that, though. Chuck is on pit road a lap down now. He might have damage after whatever happened, unfortunately. Nick up in P5, I believe.
They're checking up in exit 2.
We need to be careful here. We're pretty much exactly where we were, except Nick is in front of us now, so I'm not too worried here. See if we can pull back away from Billy a bit. Not sure we'll be able to, but we need to make sure we don't stack up the field here.
The pace car is in.
Ian is still in the lead. Hopefully he's still got speed.
The lead is at 4.298.
I will never get as good of restarts as you probably could with this car because I am so gun shy with the throttle. After what happened at Atlanta that one time. But I will take starting a little bit further back on the restarts than wrecking myself. Man, the new tires here feel not so good right now. Let's get into a rhythm, try not overdrive it. These tires seem like they're mismatched. They feel strange on entry. We just did our fastest lap, though, I guess.
The car in P3 just set the fastest lap.
P3 just set the fastest lap. That might be John. Colton is able to get to Nick's outside. And we get another yellow. Gosh dang. What is with all the yellows today? Save some fuel, we might be able to make it to the end. It's going to take a lot of strategy out of it if we keep having these cautions.
I'm sorry, man. I tried to slow up as much as I could. I had nowhere to go. I was trying to make sure I didn't get too much into you when you were loose.
Need to put on a different set of tires. This is a bad set. It was feeling kind of clunky on entry.
Pit road is now open.
Maybe it's got some marbles stuck to it. If that was such a thing on iRacing. Gonna save fuel here. Maybe we're still not gonna be able to make it. We can only do 66 laps here. We're gonna need like 4 or 5 more yellows to be able to make it, and I hope we don't get to that point. I think if we get a caution around lap or around 65 to 60 to go, we'll go ahead and come back in and take what would be our final pit stop if we don't get more yellows. Because we can at least make it to the end from there.
Car 71.
It's getting a lot of people back on the lead lap. That's Warren there. So that's cool. Hopefully he's not too damaged and can compete up here again. It's going to have a lot of ground to make up, though.
Let the 71 car by. He had the position when the yellow flag came out.
Was not expecting this many cautions in quick succession for this track. Thought Dover we'd get quite a few, but we only ended up having 2. What is this, caution number 5? Billy coming down pit road there on the second lap. Interesting call there. See how that works out for him. I don't think you're going to gain much for fuel doing that. I think that's just giving away track position, but we'll see if that works. He might be able to save to the end. But I don't know if we could go green to the end. The way it's looking. I have no idea. That puts Tyler behind us, and a Leighton and Caden. We are in the top 10. I hope we can stay there. See if we can rebound after a disappointing Dover finish. Let's see.
Pit road is closed.
I'm going to pull up the schedule. Can't remember what the next race is. Might be New Hampshire. Let me take a look. It is...
They need to put in an option to save scuffed tires.
Yeah, I wish they would. Pocono, next race.
I agree.
I think that's going to be 100 laps at Pocono.
Yeah, I just changed mine to stay competitive with. I'm next for Lucky Dogs, and my tires are like 95, 93. I would have loved to be able to put those in the pile.
100 laps at Pocono is going to be insane. But yeah, they desperately...
Yeah. I mean, not saying that any of us would be in that situation, but all the lower end teams I've pit for, they're always saving scuff tires.
Yeah, they need to allow you to put scuffs back on. So you don't run out of tires. You can always come get some tires that could be better than what you have. There's no reason you'd take off 99% tires and then
Alright, man,
never
we're going
use them
green
again
next time, bye.
if you ended up in that situation. I don't know how difficult that would be to code. You'd have to store all that information for each driver. I don't know. Would be super good. Instead of them just disappearing completely after you take them off. Another cool thing I wish they'd add is
Get ready.
allowing you to set individual amounts of tire sets for each driver, and then you could have like an allocated amount of tires for a full season,
Alright, man.
like a team
Race
budget.
cars in.
I think that'd be fun.
Green flag.
There's
green
no way to
flag.
do that currently. Everyone gets the same amount.
4.395.
But I mean, like admin commands, that would be cool if they added a thing like give additional set of tires, or, and that way if you get like a weird situation, you could say like, oh, NASCAR is allowing teams to come get an extra set of tires from the Goodyear building or whatever, and there's only 15 sets available. First come, first serve, kind of like what they did in real life sometimes. That would be a really cool thing. Totally not needed or anything, just a neat little feature that would be cool. Team budgets would be pretty interesting though. That'd be an interesting way to do it. That'd be kind of like a career mode if you want to set your league up like that. Alright. Are we going now? Have we gotten going? I'm feeling pretty loose off the corner right now. And on entry, really. This is just a weird feeling set of tires. I don't think they're very good. They're not as good as the ones we just had before this. That's what it feels like anyway. I know they're identical, but... back in the day, sometimes you'd get a good set, sometimes you'd get a bad set. Nick's car got gray trim instead of light blue?
Deleted to 23.
Or is that just the way it was looking in the lighting? Colton really loose down there on the bottom, trying to get around John, it looks like. Layton has passed Tyler. Looks like he's coming up quickly. We might finally be getting another run here. Layton's coming up quickly. I gotta be careful not to stomp on it on the corner exit. We need these to go long green so our tires can come into play and we can get an advantage for running down low, because right now it's just costing us time if we never have to worry about the tires. Of course I say that, but you got people like John and a Layton who are also running the bottom and just being much quicker than me. Okay, that felt like a good corner. Until we cross the seam and lose all traction. Oh, contact ahead. Colton gets into John.
Caution is out. Caution is out.
And there's another yellow.
I'm sorry about that.
We can make it to the
Oh,
end
man,
now.
I'm sorry too. I tried to check up in time.
John may have gotten loose and
No,
washed
you were
up in front
definitely
of
up
him.
there. I should have just stayed low. That was on me.
Or he came up in front of him.
It's all good. I didn't hit anything, so I think I'll be fine.
Yeah, it didn't look like
Okay, glad to hear.
any damage there. Just a spin. I imagine we're all going to be pitting now for a set of tires and to fill up with fuel, because I think we can make it. And we got plenty of tires left.
Checking about it too.
Okay, his trim is still light blue. It looked
Pit road is now
strange in that lighting. It looked like dark gray. Should have drove my black car, being a night race. I thought we'd have more time in the sunshine. But not quite. Is anyone going to stay out? I wouldn't think so, since you can make it. And nobody does, so that makes sense.
Pit box in 10.
We should have one of the first pit stops, since we qualify so poorly every time.
3, 2, 1. Right here.
Tires, 96, 96. That 2-tire stop really worked for Nick, since he never really had to stay out there under green with them.
That's it. Go.
Oh, we might beat him. We might beat him off pit road here. We do.
Line up single file.
I don't know how that happened. Wonder if he had to back up or something. We were driving through the stalls there to cut off the extra distance. But by the time we got to his stall, we hadn't cut off that much, I don't think. I'm gonna do that on exit when that gives you an advantage. I don't know if people think that's gamey or not, but I mean, there's no way I can control if other people do it. There's no way to police it. So I'd say just take advantage of it when you can.
Everybody passed me that was supposed to, and then still gives me a passing on the yellow. Unbelievable.
That stinks. Now we will be seeing if we can hold Nick off We're up to 6th now, but John and Nick were both ahead of us. And that's the 2 spots we gained there from the pit stop and the caution. Are we 2 to green? Finally. This was one I was thinking about speeding up because it was just a single car spin that got no damage, but I don't want to take away potentially other people's chance to fix if they were involved in an earlier incident. Been kind of a caution fest. We got 60 to go. Gonna be taking the green with 59 to go. We're hopefully get a better start this time. Just saving some extra fuel here just in case we have to go really aggressive on the top side and end up not being able to make it. Hopefully this set of tires is better than the last set.
Alright, man, we're going green next time. Bye.
Let's try and get a decent start here. Don't hit Andrew though. I think Nick was trying to time his restarts there, looking like testing out what second gear feels like. But I'm not going to give him that space on the outside. I was just running down there so I didn't run into Andrew.
Get ready. Alright, man. Pace cars in. Green flag, green flag.
Okay, we actually get a pretty decent start.
4.589.
That big dang seam and those bumps. Really like to get it out of shape. Oh my gosh, it's just not turning.
Okay, bud.
That was a terrible corner. What is going on here? It feels like I got no turn.
Got one inside.
Nick gets the run.
Stay high.
He's gonna try and slide
All
job.
clear, all clear. The car is C1, just hit the top of the flat. 23.
I get to his outside.
Inside,
He's gonna be able to slide it and clear us this time.
Stay high.
Here comes a Leighton.
Stay high.
Yeah, he got it.
All clear, all clear. Outside.
I'm not gonna
All
do the
clear,
slide
all
job.
clear. Got one outside. The car is C4, just hit the top of the flat. 23.428, still there. Got one outside. You're clear high, clear high.
Still gonna run down here.
72 across the flat.
Just doing our fastest lap of the session. Track is cooling off. Here comes a Leighton.
Got one outside. Still there. You're clear high, clear high.
Andrew up there. Top 4 just checking out.
23.6.
23.6 from the leader. That's close to qualifying speeds. That was faster than my qualifying speed, in fact.
Got one outside.
Take it, Tracy, down
Still
here.
there. You're clear high, clear high.
I don't think we're ever going to be able to clear them until we get our tires. Until we get some laps on our tires. he's going to stick to that top lane.
Thanks.
It's going to be so tough. I don't know if we'd even be able to clear him then. It's going to take him getting loose or into the wall or something.
Outside.
So tough to get a run down here without getting loose.
All clear, all clear.
60 laps on fuel. We got 8 laps buffer. We're good there. Got some intense racing coming on here late in this run. The race.
Got one outside. Stay low.
We got a really good run that time.
Still there. Hold your line.
Kind of got backed up behind Andrew a bit. Andrew's getting loose. Nick's pushing a bit out of the corner. Watch that seam. What a race. This is a fun battle here. Nick gonna try that slider line.
Inside. Stay high.
He's getting that auto club lane to work. Oh, we're not quite close enough. He might be able to squeeze up.
Inside. All clear, all clear. You got one inside.
We get a good run around the top this time.
Stay high. There's the car on the low side. Stay high.
Oh, I'm just not as good around the top.
All clear, all clear.
Oh, we got loose.
You got one inside. The lead is up 23.962. Stay high. Still there? Hold your line.
I'm racing really hard right now.
Stay high. There's the car on the low side. Stay high. There's the car on the low side.
Should be able to clear him this time.
All clear, all clear.
Barely. This is an intense battle.
You got one outside. Still there.
We pull even with them out of the corner that time.
Still there.
Top, I think, is a little bit better in 1 and 2 than it is in 3 and 4. We almost clear him, though. Oh, we don't get it to turn.
Where do you want me, Mitch, when you get up there?
Stay low.
You just go to the top. Careful.
Still there.
Come on, we can clear him.
Stay low. There's a car on the high side. All clear, all clear.
We clear him. Slide up.
Inside. You're back in pit. All clear, all clear.
Oh, that slider line.
Outside. Stay low. All clear, all clear. You got one outside. Still there? Hold your line. You're clear high, clear high.
We block him.
Inside.
Not quite.
Still there? Hold your line.
He doesn't have it quite in deep enough, but he's pushing up. Woo, we nearly make contact.
Still there. Still there. Stay high.
He was not getting that to work that time. He had to back way out of it.
You're done 24.2.
He might get it to work this time.
Clear low, clear low. You got one outside. Stay low. Still there? Hold your line. You're clear high, clear high. You got one inside.
Just gonna keep backing up my entry and turning underneath him. That's gonna be destroying his right front.
Outside.
Can't get loose off the corner though.
Stay low. You're clear high, clear high. Outside. All clear, all clear.
This time I'm going to stay low for him.
Got one outside. Stay low, there's a car on the high side.
But maybe it's better to make him do the slide job every time.
Stay low, there's a car on the high side. Still there.
Thanks. Clear.
All clear, all clear.
Thanks.
Outside. Stay low. Still there? Hold your line. You're clear high. Clear
Man,
high.
I gotta stop getting loose. We could clear him if we weren't getting loose all the time.
Stay low.
Higher, low, Tracy, where you want?
You're clear high. Clear high.
Take the line away this time. See if he does a slider again.
Still there. All clear, all clear.
He does.
Got one inside.
We're gonna be 3 wide.
Stay high. There's the car on the low side. You're up top 3 wide. Got one inside. You're 2 wide there. Clear
It's
low,
gonna get
clear
John
low.
by us. Now we're stuck here. What a battle. John gonna go for that slider. He is. We're gonna box Nick out.
Got one outside.
Use a pick here.
Stay low. Stay low. There's a car on the high side. Stay low.
Not gonna be able to quite get away from Nick though,
24.56.
because we still got John on our outside.
There's a car on the high side.
I just keep getting loose in 1 and 2.
All clear, all clear. Inside. All clear, all
You can't do the full slider there though, because John.
Still there.
Whoa, we're loose.
All clear, all clear.
Now John being in front of us is gonna help us a bit.
Got one inside. All clear, all clear.
Now we should be able to pull away. Oh, what an intense battle that was. That was awesome. Nearly got loose on his outside that last time and got into him.
Where are you going to want me in?
Just wherever.
I'll say hi.
John really loose there as well.
Thank you, sir.
I don't want to make this move too early, because that could get Nick back to us very quickly if I try and pass John. We got 33 to go.
Quit. Thank you.
John into the wall a bit.
Outside. All clear, all clear.
We're pulling a gap on Nick though. Our tires I think are definitely better than his, but we were racing really hard there as well.
Where are you going to want me?
But I think those sliders definitely took some percentage out.
Low if you don't mind.
10-4.
Looks like we might be quicker than John right now, but it's going to be another tough pass. Unless we can get it to his
Alright, I'll be low
outside.
going
I'm just
in
so loose through 1 and 2. And we're grabbing the wall. Big run off the top.
Delete. Did a 24.
I think I'll wait until we get around
Thanks, man.
the other John up there before I try and make another move. Nick is hanging on in 7th. We might just need to try and go here.
Got one outside.
It's going to be so tough to do this though, especially in 1 and 2 when we're pitching it sideways
Got one
every corner.
outside. All clear, all clear.
I don't want to battle side by side forever and get Nick back to us. I want to keep him out of slide job distance if I can.
Outside. Stay low. Still there?
Maybe we try and do a slide job on John. We're just too loose on the bottom.
Still there. Still there.
Might just be able to clear him one of these times.
Still there. All clear, all clear.
We do. We sneak in front of him. We take the lane away. I think he cut us a break there
You're back in pit.
because we were hounding all over his bumper for a while. Puts us back up to P5. Fantastic. What a race this final run has turned out to be. Please finish under green from here. Got a lap car coming out on new tires, it looks like. Should easily be able to clear us without too much effort. That was probably some of the most intense racing I've been a part of in this car. That was incredible. Could never get far enough away from Nick for him to not be able to slide job right back to us, but I knew the more he would do that, the worse off his tires were going to be, and we'd eventually be able to get him. And then John came in and kind of helped us out with that.
Stay high.
And then we got back around John, so it worked out for us.
Stay high. All clear, all clear. Inside. All right, man, that car.
And we just hope that
Clear low.
I'll
Clear
stay
low.
high.
we don't burn up our tires in the last 20 laps and get John back to us. Looks like Nick and Andrew are having a crazy battle back there too. I'm so loose on the bottom, it's crazy.
Where are you gonna want me, Rod? Thanks.
All right, man, that car's a lap down.
Clear.
John in the 86 probably going to need to go low for us.
Kevin, you have a preference for where you want it?
Go low, I think. I think it's be much easier for me to pass on the outside. John in the 18 behind us is coming back a little bit. We got to be so careful on exit. I don't even know if I can catch up. Seems like he's pulling away from us. 20 laps to go. John is catching back up behind us. He's running that extreme top lane. At least he was catching back up. He's 4/10 back. We might just need to run a couple lanes up if we can. Try and get a decent exit here.
You got one inside. Stay high. There's the car on the low side.
Hopefully.
Thanks.
Still there? Hold your line.
Yep.
Thanks.
The lead is to the 24.835. All clear, all clear.
I mean, low too, John.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Colton's falling off a little bit.
Thank you.
Yep.
If we get to battling him, John's going to close up real fast. He's got lap cars ahead of him, Colton.
All good.
This last run has been insanity. This has been some of the craziest racing of the season. I really hope this finishes under green. I really hope we can hang on to it for the rest of this time. Half a second back now. Oh, it is so loose. I might blow a right rear.
Alright, man, that car is a lap down.
Get around Rick. Hopefully.
I'll stay high, Gavin.
Thanks.
You got one outside. All clear, all clear.
Hurts our corner a little bit, but not bad. 0.6 back to John. Colton within a second now, as he fights through lap traffic.
Alright, man, that car is a lap down.
I am so loose everywhere. Oh no, Ian! Oh no.
That sucks.
Where was he running?
He was running us down. From third.
That sucks. He had so much speed, he was up in the lead for a while.
He was on third, yeah, on the front.
Dang. That is unlucky.
That's so not fair. I hate that for him.
Yeah. I knew he was quick, he was up there leading for a while.
Stay low, there's a car on the high side. All clear, all clear.
That sucks. Mechanical failure for Ian at a terrible, terrible time. Late in the race, running P3 with a winning car, perhaps. Dang, that is unfortunate for him. All right, John just pulled in a bunch of time on us running bottom. We lost it back down the straightaway. We got 10 to go. We just need to focus on running middle to high lane, I think. I think we'll be able to hold them off running those. That puts us P4 now after Ian drops out. Blown engine. We're getting so loose through 1 and 2. We got like no speed on exit. Colton's starting to pull back away from us now. We just need to run up here, I think. Keep it from getting too loose. Try and get good exits. Don't put it in the wall and don't spin out in the middle of the corner. We do not get a lap lead bonus this race as it stands right now, unfortunately. 5 bonus points for every lap, or for leading a lap. Also an additional 5 for leading the most. I would guess that's going to go to Mitch. I think he was up front for most of the beginning. And I think he's up front now. Mitch and Tracy up there. Coming to get 5 to go. No cautions, please. Big loose, big loose. Colton into the wall a bit. John is just hanging out.
It's going well. Keep at it.
Thank you. I'm trying. Tires don't like me trying to keep at it, but I'm trying my best. Had a great beginning. Middle of the race was caution filled. and then a great end. And overall, this was a pretty exciting and really fun race. And, you know, having a caution-filled middle, that happens sometimes. I'm not too upset about it.
Don't worry about me, John. I'm not going to press you.
That's different than what we've had all season,
appreciate it,
really.
John.
Each race has been so much fun. This was an incredible race, fighting with Nick there for all that time, and then John, and being able to come out in front of it and pull away from John a bit. Coming to get 2 laps to go.
That car is a lap down. 2 laps to go.
Don't hit the wall down the straightaway. Leaders are going to be getting white flag quickly. Looks like we're going to end this one under green. My right front has decided to leave the car. No turn there. John's finally fallen off a bit.
White flag. 1 more lap to go.
White flag is in the air. Nice and smooth around 1 and 2 here. Don't spin out.
You got 1 outside. Stay low. There's a car on the
Plenty of room behind us.
Still there.
Good race, guys.
You're clear high. Clear high.
Yeah, good race, everybody.
Great, great race. Good win. That last run was some of the most intense racing I've had in this car. That was awesome.
There's the
Oh, man.
It's scary seeing you and Nick racing each other.
There you go, man. Good job.
Oh, that was crazy. I can't believe how close we came to hitting, like, every lap. That was hilarious.
Yeah, Gavin, that was some awesome racing, man.
Oh, yeah, great stuff. That was so much fun. Good job. Woo! Mitch gets the win.
You there, Steven. That was fun.
3rd win for him, I believe.
Yeah, that was a
Oh,
lot of fun. I, instead of wrecking myself and or you, I was like, let me just give it to you and see if I can beat you back.
that wore me out. Slide jump.
Yeah, it was fun racing. Those penalties sucked, but fun racing.
Oh, 69-74.
Man, that group from like 12th to 9th, that was...
Nick
I'm
ends up
sweating a
8th.
lot.
I am worn the heck out, too.
Same.
Amazing racing.
That was really intense. Me, Steven, and Caden went through live for a few laps, and I was afraid to turn the wheel.
I'm so glad that ended under green as well.
I'm dripping in sweat.
That was insanity.
Good race, everybody.
Yeah, great stuff. Great racing.
That was a tough race.
Absolutely. Man. That was awesome. That was freaking amazing. Let's just take a look at the yellows, I suppose. Try and remember to take a look at what happened to Ian under that caution, if we can. Oh, man. So we had a great first run, and then we get a yellow 68 or 67 right when the pit cycle was going on, and that's why I wanted to wait a long time. Just in case we had another situation, like a Richmond situation. We got Christopher here. He's just low off the corner there, getting into John. Yeah, he's kind of, I don't know if he's getting loose. He's kind of turning down beneath this top lane, and John here probably is seeing them and thinking he's in line with them, and it looks like he just got loose and came down into him there. Right during the pit cycle, and that's why John gets some damage and ends up a lap down, 4 laps down, fixing that actually. Unfortunate there for Christopher and him. And then we get a quick yellow after that. Frank just spins it. I think a lot of them are going to be spins like that. That one actually doesn't cause a yellow. And we actually missed the yellow. What the heck was the yellow? Was it for Frank? Self-spinning? I don't think so. He went to the grass pretty much immediately. We have a few people down here in the grass. Was it for Christopher? Oh, he probably was. It might be that thing where a guy slides in front of you and superheats the track underneath him, and then, yeah, Christopher being sideways there just caused the yellow, I think. I don't think Frank caused it, like triggered it. I mean, they did the exact same thing pretty much, but I think Christopher was on track just a little bit longer to cause that one. And then we jump to lap 84. And this is Ronald getting loose on the outside and then checking up a little bit, and then Christopher in the 93 trying to get to his outside and just clips the rear end of him. And that sends him around. Does he get any damage from that? Doesn't look like it. He gets turned back around. That was lap 84. Then we do another yellow. Then we do another short run. I think we're going to go green for a while. We end up having one within a few laps, 10 or so. This is Chuck and Jake. Jake just runs through Chuck there a little bit. Jake's 3 wide. Little tap is all it takes. That sends Chuck to the inside, and that he doesn't hit anything there. But he quits after that, I think. Is this where Ian? Oh yeah, Ian under yellow, checking up for the pace car. And then John trying to get on the binders. Just not paying attention a little bit there. That sends Ian around. And thankfully he doesn't hit anything there. A little left rear damage, but I don't think that hurt him at all for speed. And he was catching them at the end, they said. I think he definitely had a chance to win this thing. Really sucks he lagged out. So unlucky for him. And then we do 111 before the next one. Christopher just really loose right in front of the 16 car there. Another spin. No big contacts with any damage, really. I mean, we had that one at the beginning with Christopher and other John. A lot of these are just little spins. That's lap 111. Then we go to 126, and that's our final yellow, I believe. This is Colton and John. John's kind of just chasing it up the track. Colton's getting a run. Colton tries to get out of it, but John just comes up a little bit too much, and that sends John spinning on the inside. And then we go green to the end for a fantastic green flag run. That was an insane race. That was incredibly insane. Let's look at that restart and see when we're racing against Nick for a while. Let's see when he gets around us the first time. Because he's quicker than me for a while. And we go, like, we're battling for a long time. He goes to the top line, he gets around me. I'm fine with that. I'm just going to ride down here on the bottom. We got a bunch of laps left still. I want to try and save my tires for the end. Then we start getting a run. I think we get around him at some point, right? We get to his outside somehow. We're almost getting even with him. He's getting trapped behind Andrew. And then he does a slide job on Andrew, and we go to Andrew's outside because of that, and that allows us to get around him. We almost can't even complete the pass, but finally we get it done. Then I go back to the bottom, try and save those tires. And we're actually gaining on Nick through the center of the corner. He's just wearing his tires out a little bit, and then he starts sliding us every time we clear him. There he doesn't quite get us. There he does. We're just so close side by side. I'm just letting him do this. It's going to take me longer to pass him. And might use up our tires a little bit more trying to battle with him. Then we're 3 wide with John almost. But I knew those slide jobs had to be killing his tires. Just killing them. We almost made contact there. That was when we almost pushed up into him. Let's take a look at that. We slide up. I slide up pretty aggressively there in front of him. And he nearly gets into us. I come up, and he really dives it in. Looks like we're running in slow motion now after fast forwarding. And then I'm getting loose. Oh, that was so close. Holy cow. I don't know how we didn't wreck. But then John gets in front of us, and he can't slide all the way out in front of us. He takes away that line. So that allows us to finally pull away, and then we can get enough distance that we can race with John and get around John finally. What a freaking race. Holy cow. Let's take a look at the points, see how that sits. If I can get that to pull up. Right there. Colton maintains the lead. We are less than 20 points behind him. We got an average finish of 10th. Tracy up to 3rd now. He passes Ian there. That's so unfortunate for Ian again. Nick up to 14th. Mitch with his 3rd win ties John and Colton. Moves him up to 7th. Great job to him. He's going to be tough to beat. Keeps getting those wins. He's going to climb real fast, him and Tracy. Tracy's almost within 100 points. You can make that up pretty quickly. Couple races. A few people that weren't here this week that are also really fast. You can see we've had 95 different drivers compete so far, which is awesome. I think we had a couple new faces in this one, or faces that I don't recognize, maybe haven't been here since the beginning of the season. But that was an incredible race. Caution filled in the middle, but it turned into an amazing final run. And again, this series is just continuing to be absolutely awesome, and I am loving it. So thanks for watching.